Hey friends, welcome back to Snowboard Trainers. Today we're going to go over the dreaded toe edge turn, which majority of people, especially new riders, have a really hard time with. Even as you get into that intermediate zone, a lot of intermediate riders still have a really challenging time with their toe edge, and this greatly impacts our ability to progress as we go up the hill and as we get into that more advanced zone. So for starters, hopefully you can see this. For starters, what we want to do is just work on a balance practice, okay? So for this balance practice, you're going to be in your snowboard athletic stance, right? And from here, you'll notice if these are my toes, you have a meaty part of your foot. Just bring weight over that meaty part of your foot right behind your toes to start. And you'll notice as you balance here, if you look down, just balance over that meaty part of your foot, right behind your toes. You'll notice if you look down, your knees are going over your toes, and your hips are going over your knees, all right? If you could shift weight onto one foot and practice just balancing on that meaty part of your foot, you'll notice your heel is elevated, it's off the ground, your knee is over your toes, and your hips are over your knees, all right? Same thing on the other side. All right, so that's just the simple practice. Today what we're gonna cover isn't just the balance practice. We're gonna take a whole run together, all right? So we'll have time to talk on the chairlift. We'll also go into every drill I could think of, every practice I could think of on a really mellow slope to practice your toe edge. And we're gonna even practice over here, getting off the chairlift and going on our toe edge. So I'm gonna demonstrate all this in regular stance. The same thing applies with your goofy stance. You just need to orient away from your left foot and more orient towards your right foot. All right, so it's really, really straightforward. All right, so what I'm gonna do is as I'm doing this one-footed J turn, I'm gonna act like I'm getting off the chairlift. If you're struggling getting off the chairlift, you need to practice in the flats and in a mellow slope. So when you feel all that pressure getting off the chairlift, you're just more successful. All right, super straightforward. So I'm gonna push, I'm gonna glide, and then I'm gonna slowly, as I get a little bit more speed, shift my lead foot, my left foot. I'm gonna push down on that fatty part of my toe. And sometimes all I have to do is push on that fatty part of my toe. My knee is gonna go over my toe, and my hips are gonna go over my knees, and I'm gonna make that one-footed J turn. All right, so again, all I'm focusing on is fatty part of toe, push down on that fatty part of toe. If you notice what's happening too, on this little slope, from this angle, hopefully you can see my knee is going over my toes, and my hips are going over my knees. You should be very annoyed by the end of this video of me saying the same thing over and over and over. All right, so if you want to stay along, if you want to stay along for the chairlift, you can. We're just gonna have a little pillow talk on the chairlift. If you want to fast forward, just get through the drills, then go ahead and do that. What's up, friends? How are you? Chilling. So, yep, loading on the chairlift, super easy, as always. All right, so, I'll be safe just to demonstrate this. A lot of people have this theory, and let me know in the comments. Are you guys a bar down or a bar up type of person? I could go either way, bar up or bar down. If I'm working, I'm like legally required to put the bar down for safety. You don't want anyone to get hurt, right? Or fall out. But when I'm riding with friends or just chilling, I don't really care. Bar up, bar down, no big deal. All right, so let's do this. Cool. All right, so we're on the chair and we're thinking about our toe edge today. All right, so toe edge is again half of snowboarding for the most part when you're a new rider, and when it comes to our turns, half of your turns are going to be toe edge. So if you have a weak toe edge, pretty important, pretty critical to be doing different practices and different drills so you can make your toe edge stronger. I'm a huge advocate because I know some people from different parts of the world who are trained and certified, educated, are going to say, why don't you use rotation? Or why don't you use twist? Or why don't you use these other ideas or concepts, these other snowboard theories when it comes to toe edge? And the reason why I teach what I teach is because these are the easiest or the most effective or the simplest skills from my experience from working with over 1,000 students that are the easiest to acquire, and then they stack, meaning like I could teach you something really simple today, like pressure or weight over that fatty part of your foot right behind your toes, and that's something you could go out and practice standing, you could go out and practice on your snowboard. And it's the easiest way to start getting your knees over your toes so you get ankle and knee flexion, which you need to turn on your toes. And also the easiest way for you to get your hips over your knees so you can make that toe edge. All right, so we're unloading the chair. I'm gonna hopefully show you a decent demonstration of how to get off the chairlift and do a toe edge turn, because you're not always gonna be able to just go on your heel. So again, going straight here, fatty part of toe is what I'm pushing down on or feeling, and I'm just cruising, okay? As I'm making this turn, my hips are going over my toes, which makes the movement stronger. So, and yeah, if you guys, these are some of the first videos I'm shooting, filming by myself on a GoPro, and I'm not where I want to be yet in terms of like having a filmer and the editing and equipment. So this is all just going to be one shot and one go. So just stick with me. But got some bigger plans. So if you notice anything like, oh, these shots aren't that good, or this video isn't edited that well, I'm going to do my best to keep this as interesting as possible. And again, if you get bored, just fast forward. All right. So what we're going to start off is on our toe edge. If you don't know how to start off on your toe edge, roll over so you're on your hands and knees. From this position, you just downward dog. Stand up over your toes. And this is your balance. Knees over toes, hips over knees. What we're going to do is just first practice doing our traverse. As we're doing this traverse, again, I'm working in a zigzag. If you imagine a Z, that's all I'm trying to create in the snow. So in this position, you see my knees over my toes, my hips are staying stacked over my knees, my upper body is staying stacked over my snowboard. I'm doing nothing crazy here. And this is one of the simplest or easiest ways to start doing your toe edge. I recommend for anyone to go through these drills just to enhance their toe edge. All right, so this is what it's gonna look like. Pretty straightforward. So this is a toe edge traverse, if you wanna know the technical thing. Another thing we could do is when there's a little bit more slope, we just wanna do a side slip. So in this side slip, not a big slope, so I'm gonna go slow. I'm just primarily using ankle flexion, so pushing down on that fatty part of my toe to stop. Then I'm releasing my heel down to the snow, and this is going to allow me to just do this floating leaf all on my own. Okay, so I'm just letting my ankle fall down to the snow slightly whilst keeping pressure over that fatty part of my foot. All right, so you can see that's how I'm going to do, that's called a side slip. If I want to do a floating leaf, again, here I'm going to go down, put weight over my right foot, push down on just my right toe or the right fatty part of my foot, and I should naturally start going up the hill. I'm going to do the same thing on my left side, just pushing down on my right foot, just give me my left foot on that fatty part. Then naturally, just keeping pressure, I should start making a gentle turn up the hill. This next one, so we already went over 3, right? Or 4, excuse me. We did the J turns, getting off the chairlift, J turn, and makes a candy cane or a J. We just did zigzags or traverses, straight lines, left to right across the run. We did the floating leaf, okay, floating leaf, or excuse me, we did the hill edge, or excuse me, the toe edge side slip, and then we did the toe edge floating leaf. Here, you could call these W turns. In Austria, they taught them something else, but I'll be more age appropriate. So pressure over my right foot, weight over my right foot, push down on that fatty part of your foot, boom, go. Now you're going up the hill, and then you go back to your hill edge. All right, so W turns, call them something else if you want. And then again, now let pressure over my left foot, push down on my left foot on that fatty part, look up the hill, keep going. Your tail's gonna now turn into your nose, go into your hill edge. All right, so those are pretty sweet. For this, so now here's another one, right? So this is a C turn because it makes a C in the snow. This is where a lot of people get stuck from my experience, okay? So from here, bird perpendicular, plus sign perpendicular to the hill. I'm gonna flex down. Okay, so I'll try to show you this way. Flex down, slowly extend up, a little bit of pressure over the left foot. Now I'm going down the fall line, push down on that fatty part of your toe. Hips over toes, knees over toes, all right? I'll show you this goofy. Get over to the other edge. Again, here, flex down. You could slowly just stand up. And again, pressure over that fatty part of your big foot, or of your foot. Boom, you just made a C. All right, from here, now to connect it, again, flex down, extend up, go back to your hill edge. Super easy, folks. I guess if you want a couple other things, just because you have more of the run left, you could end up doing nose rolls off your toe edge. Super easy. All right, that's off your hill edge, but so again, the point of today's little video is to be able to hopefully show us just the importance of our toe edge, and I'll break some of these down just like as we're cruising and talking, all right? We want to use simple movements to help us make these turns. We're going to make like simple movements to help us get down the hill, because these simple movements are easiest to stack and they'll help us progress the most. You lost your pull? So again, toe edge isn't hard, man. Toe edge is great. Let's see if I could get a little speed, and I'll do a little toe edge spray. These are super fun. This is a little bit more advanced, not really that hard. Use a little bit more upper body, like counter rotation, upper body rotation to make this happen. Right, so you go quick, go quick, go quick, go quick. Right, and then all of a sudden you're just gonna put on the brakes, put your hand down. All right, so toe edge spray. That's pretty sweet for your toe edge too. All right, so this is a little toe edge progression. If you found this helpful, feel free to share it with a friend. If you think I could do anything better, if you could answer this, if there's one thing I could have done better in this video, let me know. And beyond that, just want to thank you guys for checking the video out today. Snowboard trainers here in beautiful Mammoth. Cheers, friends.